Yes people, Rock's Original here, how you all doing? Watch how I change this slab from this to this for 38 quid. Roll the credits. Right, so what I've done so far, I've sanded the slab up to a 240 grit and mixed up some epoxy. I'm just going to fill up the middle first, get that filled up. Doesn't matter about what it looks like in a minute when you're dealing with dark colours, because you're not going to see any bubbles, even though I do give it a sand and a scuff up just to get that good mechanical bond with the epoxy. And yeah, so I'm just going to take you through the steps now and how I got this slab. This slab was something I didn't want. When I bought some slabs off my wood guy, he had this sitting there and he went, "Do you want that for like 30 quid? I went, nah, because it was very dry and it had a big rotting inclusion in the middle, so I didn't want it. And he went, right, just take it for a tenner. So I went, the tenner, I went, go on then, I'll have it for a tenner. Worst way is I'll just stick some legs on it, sand it, do you know what I mean? So, or I'll just give it away as a nice gift. So I went, right then, I'll take it. So I took it for a tenner. And I dug out the inclusion. And I'm just going around, I've filled it up so far. It's had 700ml to fill it up in the middle. So we're going to calculate how much it all costs and work it out at the end. And so I've sanded it here. I'm just going over it with a blowtorch. And I'm just getting some marks into it, some bit of character. I know it looks a bit funny now, but don't worry about how it looks now. You'll see it does come to life. So yeah, I've just put in some character in it. Them little marks and dig marks there were just cracks that was in it. I left it in it and I just put some of that blue white shimmy epoxy in it. I've actually gone with the grey now on the top with a white pearlescent shim. So that's the colour. Now we're going in with the clear for the first top coat. And every time you do a pour epoxy and you sand it, always give it a spray up with isopropyl and then give it a wipe down. Make sure you do that before every pour. That this ensures that you get a nice clear pour, and also you got no dust residue from the sanding beforehand. So this is the first coat. So I'll just get this on. Doesn't have to be perfect when you get this on, as long as you get it on in all over the slab. It's going to suck up a lot of it to start off with. In this case there is a little bit left what needs this. You'll see some of it gets soaked right in this part here, and the other bits it takes to it quite well, so it ain't a bad start because it is dry, this wood, and that's the reason why I didn't want it. But when you do put epoxy on it, it's like it strengthens it, do you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like you could just break it in half or anything. It had that big inclusion in the middle, and it wasn't a very desirable slab. That's why I put the burn marks in it, to try and make it like barn style, if you like. So yeah, this is the next day now, and just going to deal with these bubbles. Bit of 40 grit sandpaper, and then we're going to go over the top Wipe it down, isopropyl, another wipe, go with the next pour. So we're up to 1400ml now of resin. And the second pour. Get them sides. If you're doing a slab that's a bit too big, always start from the back first, so you don't have to reach over wet epoxy. So at this point it doesn't really matter if it's not bang on, it does look nice and clear now. It's getting just leveled out with that blowtorch. Nice little patina to it now. Still got a bubble there, look. I'm going to show you a little hack in a minute. This little one here. So I'm going to go in with the UV resin. So convenient, UV resin, to do these voids. Same with these. Brush out that residue, bit of isopropyl on it. Same routine, isopropyl, wipe it, apply your UV resin. And you're good to go for the next pour. That will definitely make sure you don't get no bubbles on the next one. This is the third pour, 330ml I've gone with this time. Because then there'll be one pour after, another 400ml. Just get that on. So at this point you do want to try and get it on as level as possible without any little dip marks in it when it's drying. Okay, so we're back again next day. I've just sanded the sides, as you can see, the little lines there, dip marks. So I'm going to get rid of them in a minute. So I'm just going to go around the top of this now. Hopefully this will be the last pour. So I'm just going to go around, make sure everything's smoothed out, and then we're going to pour the last pour. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so got it outside now. I'm just going to sand off the drip marks and tidy the underneath up, and then we're going to screw the table legs on. I'm not going to do the sanding and polishing part because when videoing it, it looks the same anyway. You can't tell no difference when I'm videoing it. It's just going to save time on the video rather than showing you all that sanding and going through the polishing stage. If you want to look on the videos sanding and polishing, there is video, I've done videos on it where in my videos you can see me doing the sanding process and the polishing, but for this video I'm just going to leave it at. So yeah, this is the result and this is how it turned out. Can't argue with that for £38. If you was going to buy the legs at 20, I bought the legs in the sale when I was doing the clearance, so I got them cheaper. They're normally 20 quid these hairpins, or 18 quid, some places 15 on eBay. But yeah, this cost me 38 quid, and I think you agree, you can't go wrong. So you can make these yourself rather than spending hundreds of pounds buying these epoxy tables. You can have a go yourself. You don't have to sand and polish them if you've got no skills, but if you've got a good sawmill that planes the slabs for you and all you've got to do is sand it and fill in the voids of resin, and yeah, anyone can do these. Just start off small when you're learning and you'll soon get the hang of it. So yeah, until the next one, take care. Thanks for watching. Enough love and respect, guys. Be safe.